naming of the ARC project actually includes the answer to the question about storage and technology, because ARC, A-R-C/K, is about both archiving and creating a digital arc. And one of the things that we would like to do over time is to develop an international standard for the sanctity of data, because you know the old adage, history is only taught by the victors. We want to change that. History should be taught by the well-informed. And what we hope to do is to generate a kind of meta-history which keeps all data valid over time. So that imagine that 1,000 years from now, it is the subject of a classroom topic to learn about the history of the 21st century, of the early 21st century, to learn about, say, what Islamic State was up to. Rather than relying on an editorialized narrative that was written by somebody with their own angle on things, what if instead they could browse those moments, move through them as a recorded 3D environment, so that there's less about the interpretation of someone else and more about history being learned as a personal interpretation. We want to generate the ability to know that that data was not tampered with. We want to generate the ability for that data to live forever. And one of the ways that you do that, of course, is by creating a frozen standard, or a set of frozen standards that evolve, almost like, say, PDF or any of the international standards bureaus. So that's something to look at in the future. We don't want to just throw the data onto servers and then forget about it. But imagine what that could do then if you have the ability, for example, right now, racial tensions in parts of the United States in which there are disparate power struggles. And these issues don't really always get dealt with in the best way, and they come festering up to the surface at the most awful moment for society to try to deal with them. When a white cop has shot a black kid and communities get ripped up, that's not the time to be dealing with these issues for the first time, but if it is, then imagine at least that there were multiple cameras, say, in a cityscape when that happened. And rather than rely on any one person's version of what happened, I think that when you see things in a more complex way, which is made possible by recording them in that complex way. Say you've had multiple cameras, say that you've got the ability to browse through that awful moment in 3D and look at it yourself. I think people will always find that things were more complex than they thought they were. And the gross polarization that happens in politics as a result of that is less easy to walk away with. It's harder to just see that situation in, if you will, black and white.